All right. Hello and welcome. So this is the SCA Nook. This is something that I'm starting brand new. I want to interview really cool and interesting people and individuals within the SCA. I am Theo Holtz, or Ted, as some people know me, or Theo, as other people know me. We're here with Thaddeus the Seer, and something that he has done, which is extraordinary, is he has won the heavy Birka competition. A gigantic feat, one that an unbelt has not done for a very long time. And how are you feeling today, Thaddeus?
I'm doing well. Just another day as we're moving towards our goals.
That's it, and that's all there is to it. So I wanted to introduce you, Thaddeus, to everybody, and I wanted to. You have some extraordinary things that you have done to prepare yourself for this competition prior, and you had told me these before, but what did you do to fully prepare for the event before you fought in it?
So there was a lot of Pell work to start with. I've been doing it for about a very long time, 2 years. Near straight with some break here and there, but once it becomes cycle of every day, it becomes regiment. There's cardio, there's strength training. It's just a lot of, taking the initiative as well, practicing. It's the key.
Yeah, and that sounds like it was gigantic for you. The other question that I was really curious about, so how many breaks did you take? I know it's a 3-hour tournament, and it's, that's a really long time for anybody to be in armor or anything like that. So how long a break did you take, or did you take a break during the event at all?
No, the only breaks I had was standing in the line after reporting to the MOL.
Wow. So my question to you is that, especially for somebody who would want to do this in the future, what is some of the biggest takeaways that you can come from your own experience to prepare yourself to get something like this, or to do something as well as you have?
Well, I don't think you can do it alone. So definitely have people with you that are going to be there to help you when you need help. And you do have to be ready to let them know you need help, right? You could be caught in your own head after a fight. You could have to, remember your number, but you also have to know what you need in the moment so you can get right back in there. It could be water, it could be a little breath, a gust of wind, something. But yeah, it's very important to have people there with you when you are doing this, as well as, just the physical conditioning. It is a gauntlet. There are going to be many fighters stepping up to the plate, non-stop on the clock. That's what you got to do, get those points.
Yeah, and it sounds like you have beaten a lot of knights and other fighters that were really on your heels. I mean, the how many points in total did you have?
I don't recall exactly. I think it's about 207, and I believe I had won 83 fights from what I had been shown.
So from what I see, I'm just looking at the list. I can see the amount of people that are in the Shiv, and I can see the points. And you had 207 points. I can't see how many fights. I know that you had over 130 fights. I think that was said to you. But the next one was 188, then 178, then 177. Of the top 5, 2 people were non-Shiv, and 3 people were. So just to give you an idea, as far as anybody watching, as far as how many people are fighting that are people that are serious knights or serious contenders, it is loaded. There had to have been, from what I'm looking at, over 20 knights that competed in this competition. So that's very, very impressive, all things considered.
Thank you. Many of them, well, all of them were quite worthy opponents. And, some of them got the better end of me as well. I would even say some even break even. But I really wanted to give the best I have out there, because sometimes, we don't meet each other at certain events, but I know, we always come to this one, so now's the time to show how much I've grown since the last time, since Melee season, since, last year.
So my question to you is was there anybody that you were scared of fighting, or was there anybody who really, really rocked you that you were just like, oh man, I don't want to fight that guy again, or person?
Well, it was never a, call to dismay seeing my opponent on the list. It goes, okay, I'm in this situation, I'm going to give it the best I got, but how am I going to get out of this one? But the ones where I know that there was no way was with Sir Ike in his polearm, insidious thrust to the gut. As soon as I got in there, he had me in his sights, locked immediately. Knew what he wanted to get out of me, and went through me for it.
Was that the really tall gentleman with the polearm? Because he looked pretty intimidating.
I believe that is Sir Sven of Alcarcal. Eklos is slightly shorter with brown hair and hazel eyes.
So for those that don't know, who are not familiar with Birka, to set the tone of what we're talking about, you were in a 10 foot by 10 foot square. So ultimately you were in this tiny space in comparison. You feel flat-footed, you're wearing 40 pounds of armor or more, and you're standing toe-to-toe in the corner against an opponent. And typically you're either going to have two one-handed weapons, or a shield or a blocking device of some kind in a hand and another weapon in the other, or you're going to go all out with a two-handed weapon, which either you're going to use a two-handed, typically a sword, or a polearm. So imagine somebody with like the reach of a 6 foot or even a 5'9", 5'10" person in a box that's already only 10 foot by 10 foot, and you have this gigantic polearm that is the length of, a 4 foot polearm or something crazy, right? How long is a polearm in the SCA?
Usually just over 6 feet.
Crazy. And then the typical arm length is going to be, 1.5, 2 feet. So you're getting 8 feet of reach at the best case scenario with the polearm. So, there's a big advantage to that. Obviously disadvantages too. If you miss that first strike, there's a lot to fight with. But, it's a very intimidating type of situation in that kind of play,
Yeah, there are really great tussles. Even in polearm, there's always the butt spike if someone tries to run up close on you, so there's always a way out. And it's always about distance control and blocking, especially in close quarters like the bear pits.
So what was your weapons of choice in the bear pit, and why did you choose to fight that way?
So I chose to do two swords. I've been doing two swords since I started playing the game. It's difficult, but finding the way each day, like I said, on Pell, trying new things, going back to the fundamentals, honing them, going faster, going harder. It's all about that technique, that flow, and I want to have that determination to follow in the footsteps of other great two sword fighters, like my knight, Prince Ryu, my uncle, Doug, King of Walker currently, Tanaka, right? Magnus Bloodaxe. There's beyond.
Sounds like you named
Many
a lot of people that inspired you. I was going to ask you, is there a particular amount of people that inspire you to do what you do? Where do you find your inspiration?
My inspiration comes from the wisdom of people that I've learned from through the history I've studied, and also the people I even live with, my friends from my hometown. They come with me to events too. They show up. People I love who support me, who keep me alive. They want me to. I get them to fight for a better world for them in this way.
So the last question that I have for you is, what are your plans from here? You set this whole thing up where you beat the monster that is Birka, but the ball has to keep rolling. As you know, you're just as good as the last time you put it all on the table. So what is your next plan of action this year?
Gotta make more weapons for myself as repairs, backups, and more for the army of the East Kingdom. So we will be ready for when Pennsic and the wars beforehand come. Then, armor. Perhaps make some of my own, fix more of my own. And even help out others who are available. Because seasons coming, we have time. We can rebuild, we have the technology. So, I have my repairs, I usually bring them to the melee practices, try and get that to happen. Usually there's a day on the weekends or middle of the week, there's a lab time. We can really put it to the workbench,
Yeah.
I got some A&S, arts and science, for the people who don't know. The game's more than just about fighting. You can get creative. I've decided to make a few arts and crafts along the way. I've done like minor jewelry, poetry. There's more to do, but that's just the start. I even did ceramics.
So it sounds like you are carving your way to a very successful 2025, and that's wonderful.
Thanks. Yeah, and I hope this Nook is takes off. It's very fun.
Yeah, it was wonderful to talk to you, Thaddeus, and I am looking forward to seeing your journey. I think a lot of us are. A lot of us are very excited. We know how much work and time that you put in, not just into the SCA, but your own life. And it sounds like it was long due to see a big showing from you. So I'm glad that you were able to do it. The SCA Nook is going to be a lot of fun. I plan on interviewing other people from other categories of life who are fencers and arts and science champions and bardic and things like that. So just to kind of get people's point of views and get people elevated to feel comfortable in doing the things. But I feel like the answers you gave were extremely wise, because I'm sure they will help somebody in the future try to do better in this competition. Maybe even beat you. We'll see. That's all we can see.
I mean, it's all about sticking to the end for Birka. Being the last one standing, or trying to be. And the only moment you fail is when you give up. And no one was going to save you. Only you can do that.
That's it. So, Thaddeus, last words of inspiration. I'm going to give you 1 minute. Go.
Oh. So, well, a minute, go.
Putting you on the spot.
Sure, let's say, bring a call to arms for melee season. How about that? Because time's coming. Winter, I already feel, is thawing away. It's time to go outside and hone your skills, because we'll have space to. and we'll be moving. We'll definitely be warm enough. And then it'll come time to get together, and when we do that, we're gonna become unstoppable. We're gonna figure out how to make it work. And when we bring it all together at Pennsic, what we bring to the table is gonna be big. And that's what's gonna help, forge the world to what we want it to be.
If people want to fight you, where can they find you? Is it the Nutley practice?
The Shire, the Rusted Woodlands, in the East Kingdom. That's Nutley, New Jersey. That's the place. That's the hot practice spot. I like to travel to other spots, like in New York, Pennsylvania. I hope to hit more up sometime soon, this upcoming season, and get more range of fighters. Learn some more techniques from other nights I don't see too much, and bring it all together to make something big.
Perfect. So, you heard that right, fighters. If you want to get your revenge, all you have to do is come to Nutley practice, and you will be able to get some sparring in. And there it is. But thank you so much. This is Thaddeus the Seer. Again, appreciate you so much for going ahead and giving me the time, the effort, the energy that you have. And we will see you again. But otherwise, so long and farewell. And thank you so much, Thaddeus, for doing this interview with me.
Yeah, thank you for having me. It's been real fun, and I'm glad I got to share this piece of me and this game to the rest of us.
Absolutely. All right. Have a good night, ladies and gentlemen.